Have you ever seen someone get completely screwed over in court? My neighbor Jake got sued by his own mom over a lawnmower. Sounds insane, but hear me out. Jake borrowed his mom's riding mower last summer to help cut her grass every week. She lives next door, has arthritis in both hands, can't handle the heavy steering anymore. Jake figured he'd knock out both yards at once, save them both time and money. Sweet setup, right? For 3 months, everything's perfect. Jake cuts her grass every Wednesday, keeps the mower in his garage since hers is packed with old furniture. His mom brings him iced tea, they chat about the neighborhood drama. Classic mother-son bonding. Then one Tuesday morning, Jake gets served with court papers. His own mother is suing him for $8,000, claiming he stole her mower and damaged her property with reckless use. Jake's standing on his front porch reading this lawsuit, thinking someone's playing the world's worst prank on him. He walks over to ask his mom what's going on. She won't even come to the door, just yells through the window that her lawyer told her not to discuss the case. Jake's looking at this woman who raised him like she's speaking another language. Turns out his mom's new boyfriend Rick convinced her that Jake was taking advantage of her kindness. Rick moved in 2 months earlier, some smooth-talking guy she met at bingo night. He told her Jake was basically stealing from her by using the mower so much, wearing it down, costing her money and repairs she'd eventually need. What Jake didn't know was that Rick wanted to sell the mower and pocket the cash. The lawsuit was his way of getting it back legally so he could flip it on Facebook Marketplace for quick drug money. Court day arrives and Jake shows up with everything he can think of. Photos of him cutting his mom's grass with timestamps, text messages where she thanks him for helping. Even got the neighbor Mrs. Patterson to testify about how grateful his mom always seemed. But Rick hired this sleazy lawyer named Davidson, who somehow twisted everything around, made it sound like Jake manipulated his elderly mother, isolated her from other family members. Classic elder abuse tactics that judges take seriously. Davidson painted this picture of Jake as this predatory son who swooped in when his mom was vulnerable, gained her trust, then slowly started taking her stuff. He even brought up how Jake stored the mower at his place instead of hers, claiming it showed intent to steal. Jake tried explaining that his mom's garage was full of boxes and old furniture, but Davidson made it sound like Jake deliberately created that excuse to justify keeping the mower. Every innocent detail got twisted into evidence of manipulation. The judge bought it completely, ruled in mom's favor and ordered Jake to pay $8,000 plus court costs and attorney fees. His own mother wouldn't even look at him when the verdict came down, just sat there staring at her hands while Rick squeezed her shoulder like some protective hero. Jake walked out of that courthouse feeling like his entire world had flipped upside down. The woman who taught him to ride a bike just destroyed his credit and his trust in family forever. $8,000 might as well have been $80,000 on his construction worker salary. 2 weeks later, Jake gets another knock on his door. It's his mom, mascara running down her face, shaking like a leaf. She found out Rick had been stealing her social security checks and gambling the money away at the casino 3 towns over. The lawsuit was just a distraction to keep Jake from figuring out what was really happening. Rick convinced her that Jake was suspicious of him and might try to turn her against her new relationship. The lawsuit would prove her loyalty and keep Jake from snooping around her finances. She fell for it completely. By the time she discovered Rick's real game, it was too late. He disappeared with $15,000 of her retirement money and Jake was already out $8,000 he didn't have. She tried to reverse the lawsuit, but Davidson's contract included a no refund clause that locked in his fees. Jake ended up selling his truck to pay the judgment, while his mom moved in with her sister across town. Rick got away clean and they never saw him again. Sometimes the people who claim they're protecting you are the ones robbing you blind.